Hey everybody, so welcome back to my channel. So I did get a question to talk about my experience. So I know we've been talking about my best friend, so we'll forget that for the day. Let me take these off. There's a reflection on those. So with the doctor I went to in Barranquilla, Colombia, Dr. Marcos Petro. You can find him on Instagram, Facebook. My best friend found him. I don't know how, but somehow he ran across him and we followed him for several years before we booked. When we booked, it was about a year, a little over a year out. He does require $1,000 deposit. If you cancel, whatever you've given for a deposit will be refunded except for 30%. And I'm sure the cancellation varies depending on the reason, especially with COVID. I'm sure guidelines have changed. Um, so my best friend pretty much followed every video that he's ever done, every posting he's done, the befores and afters of the girls, what they've done, because he will post surgeries, everything. He'll show you the body. So they're very attentive from the beginning to end. So what happens is once he expects you to go into Colombia 3 days prior, because once you land, he'll have one of his assistants pick you up. The taxis will get you, the drivers he has. They'll take you to your hotel. From there, they'll take you to the clinic or to a medical center where you start running tests. They will do ultrasounds on your breast. They'll do ultrasounds on your stomach. They'll do blood work. Pretty much everything and anything to make sure you are in ship shape for surgery. I do recommend, and what we did here is do our own physicals and our own testing. I don't have any known illnesses or medical issues that I'm aware of. So I really didn't have anything specific I needed to look into. However, my best friend did with his something ticolitis in his stomach. I know I'm saying that word wrong. And of course, later on, we found out he had ulcers and some other stuff. Although he did get checked out, those were some stuff that was missed, which is why I'm saying it's important if you go overseas to just make sure you get a great physical done, more detailed than normal. Let your doctor know what you're going to do and just make sure they can run any tests to make sure that you're good to go. So he does expect your BMI to be between 31 to, I think, 34, 35 is the max. If you are not within that BMI, he will not do surgery for you. If you are like on borderline, he is going to run all your blood work and everything must come back immaculate. If at any point something is not exactly the way they need it to be, you will be denied surgery. So I'm just letting you know now. So after he runs the test, the second day, you're pretty much just waiting for your results. I did get a call in the evening that my blood levels were low, which I wasn't kind of surprised because if you recall in the last video, I explained to you that I had an unexpected surgery and that surgery had to do with a lot of blood loss I was having. So that surgery was done in June of last year. This surgery was done in February of this year. So as you could tell, I didn't have too many months to get my blood levels back up. So I did have to have a blood transfusion prior to surgery. So then the third day was surgery. So I had to be there at 3:30 in the afternoon. My best friend went first. And my understanding was I went into surgery about 4 o'clock and I got out at 1 o'clock in the morning. But let me tell you the best part of the surgery with him. So right before you go into surgery, the day before, he will have you go in this room and he'll put a robe on you. You'll undress and put a robe on you, butt naked. You're going to have all these mirrors around you and he's going to talk to you about what results you're looking for. So for example, I wanted, he asked me if I wanted my breasts done. So before I move forward, let me go ahead and go over the cost of what I did and what the cost was. So for $12,500, he does lipo from your shoulders down to your knees. So I'll even show you, I have circles right here. So he does lipo on your arms. He does lipo on your back. He does lipo on your back, middle of your back, your lower back. Your, what do they call them? Your flanks, your little rolls in the back. He does lipo on your stomach. He does lipo on the back of your legs, down to your knees and your inner thighs. Included in that cost, he does your muscle reconstruction, a tummy tuck, and butt. If you want to get your butt done, whether you want to enlarge it, reduce it, shape it, lift it, get a big ass like Kim Kardashian, as fake as that, or whatever you want, he will let you do what you want. What was not included was the breast. The breast is an additional 5,000. So if you decide to do your breast, you're looking at about 17,000. What was also included was a tummy tuck. Almost forgot. So I did have a tummy tuck done. That was the main reason why I was going to this doctor, because here in the United States, the doctors I went to, the tummy tuck alone was like $9,000-$10,000. Over there for 12,500, I not only got the tummy tuck, I got the lipo. You can get the butt done, you can get your butt lifted or have fat transferred, whatever it is you want. It's an additional 1,500 if you want to do your cheeks and your neck. My understanding is he can do lipo here. I did not do that. And my best friend, he didn't like his cheeks because they're a little more chunkier or rounder. So he had them go in to his mouth, and they actually took fat out of his cheeks to try to give him the more, sucked in look. I'm not doing all that. But anyhow, I did do my breast. I paid an additional 5,000 to have my breasts reduced and then have gummies. So whether you want them reduced or enlarged, and it don't matter how big you want them, $5,000. That's all it is. So if you want them small, you want them big, you want them even bigger, all it is $5,000 any size you want. So what I like about him is when you disrobe, he is going to ask you what it is that you want. What are you trying to achieve? I'm naturally a thick, curvy girl. I'm a Latina. I love my curves. I always have. So I didn't want to change that. I made it clear to him I'm not there to look like a skinny Barbie. I just want to get rid of my fupa and lift where needs to be lifted. So I did have my butt shaped out. I already had a big butt, so I didn't want to add and get this big Kim Kardashian ass. I just wanted him to shape it because with the weight loss I had to do, I stayed away from weights and did a lot of cardio. So it really sagged my booty. So I wanted it to just get that lift back up. And then I had my breasts reduced. I wore a double D. So being that I have broad shoulders and I was already a pretty thick girl, curvy girl, having big boobs only made me look bigger. So I asked him to reduce them, and I did put gummies in my breast. I don't know what size I am. I got 350 cc, I believe. But I love them. Of course, when I post pictures and some videos, they're going to look like this because they're swollen, which I really love that size. And so as they kind of started to heal and go away from the swelling and the swelling reduced, I kind of felt like, oh my God, I'm losing my boobs. But I am now really in love with them. There's so many things I can wear, and it just looks so much more feminine as opposed to like a linebacker. So I ended up paying the $1,250 plus the $5,000 for that. He did the ab reconstruction, and then the hernia, I had a baby hernia he removed. And I don't think I'm missing anything else. So the lipo, the tummy tuck, the booty, he does the ab reconstruction. So yeah. So when I talked to him about my breasts, I explained to him what I wanted. He will portion you out. If you're not trying to look totally fake or look like you really have plastic surgery, he will really explain to you, like, look, if you do this, if you do that, if you get this size, if we lift your butt, if we get this big hips, he will tell you whether it's going to look right on you or it's not going to look right on you. If you go to his page on Instagram, again, that's Dr. Marco, M-A-R-C-O, Petro, P-E-T-R-O, you will be surprised. He will show you the before and afters of some of these girls, and you can't even tell that they've had plastic surgery. I know what I'm forgetting. He also does J-plasma. So J-plasma is included in that $12,000 price. And he does where he shapes your abs so it looks like you left with the six-pack. All of that is included in the price. And he gives you a faja. He gives you the tire for your booty if you get your butt done. He gives you ice packs if you're doing your butt. He hooks you up with everything. Now, additionally, what I got, which is separate from that, is a nurse. I do recommend that you guys do your lympho massages. You want to get those done to get the fluid out. And not only that, the important part is if you don't get that fluid out of your body, it hardens and it becomes scar tissue. So if you ever have any other lipo or any other work done, or you don't have it done, one, it'll be complicated for the doctor to really do a great job. And if you don't have any more work done, you're going to have hard parts in your body, you're going to feel hard lumps. Just get it done. I know in the United States it's very expensive. I was quoted, I think, 100 to 150 because I wanted to get quotes in case I needed to do them once I got here. But in Barranquilla, I got a nurse, so my package was $1,900. The way that worked is I got the nurse for the whole month that I was there in Barranquilla. So the first 3 days she's there 24 hours. You have one nurse one day and then a second nurse another 24 hours, and then you get to pick which nurse you want out of the two. They're there to give you your medication, any IV that you need done, to help you bathe, to help go get your food, to change you, because of course you can't do your fajas on your own. Clean your drainage, change your drainage, disinfect you, wipe you down. They're there to help you when they come for your massages. They're there to make sure they take you for your walks, make sure that you're sleeping, make sure you elevate your feet. Any issue you have, they are there to take care of you 24/7. So the first couple of days she's there with me. Then after that, for the rest of the time, she was there for 12 hours. So you could have them 7 to 7 or 8 to 8. When they leave, they pretty much leave you in bed for the night. And then I think the last 3 or 4 days I was there, she was only there when my massages came to just wipe me, clean me down, and then put my faja back on. I do have the fajas with me. So they gave me a couple of fajas. This one they gave me because of your arms. And it's a bra for your breast. And then, of course, they give you ones that go all the way down to your knees. I got about 3 or 4 of them. They're really cheap in Colombia. I believe each faja I bought over there came out to like $40, which is crazy because I bought one here for like $136. So you kind of start to see the cost. If you go with Dr. Petro, he does have hotels that will give you discounts for staying with them, free breakfast, and then you'll have the taxis that take you to and from the clinic, so you don't have to worry about getting there. The medication, everything is given to you. Now, my experience was great. Aside from the issue my best friend was going through, I think if I were to take myself out of that situation and just really think about how I'm doing, I was healing really great for everything I went through, for all the surgery I had. Not to mention I just had another major surgery a couple months prior. I was really shocked at how quick my body was healing. Even the nurses were telling me like things that I was doing on my own, they were shocked, and they were getting mad at me at the same time because they were like, stop doing that. You're going to hurt yourself. Because, you can't lift your hands up for a long time because of your breast. You can't do anything heavy because of the tummy tuck. So it was a lot of restrictions. I did feel exhausted. I will say that much. Even just taking a few steps, you're tired and, oh my God, you feel like you need to sit down. You do need to stay hydrated. I will recommend that. Sleep all you can. I did suffer a lot of major headaches, like really strong headaches that would blur my vision or make it hard for me to sleep. There were times I'd swell so bad, I wanted to rip the faja off. There was nothing I can do to like help me sleep. It was just horrible. I did get arnica rub. I didn't take the pills. I took the actual lotion, rubbed it on where I swelled. That helped. You do get constipated because of all the medication from the anesthesia. But overall, would I do it again? No, I wouldn't. I joke with my friends and say that I'm a huge advocate about learning to love your body how you are. However, I'd be a hypocrite because I hated my fupa. I hated my skin. I hated being with my honey, and I never felt sexy. I felt like when I wore something cute or sexy or naked, it would hang out and be like, hey, look at me. Even though that's not what he's looking at, but that's what I felt was what stood out the most. However, it really took a toll on me. Try not to get emotional. I didn't think about what it would be, what I would go through mentally not having my family around. Um, I'm in a foreign country where I don't know anybody. My best friend's in the hospital, so I'm pretty much on my own. His partner was coming in and out when he could, but you're stuck in a hotel room. It's not like I didn't think about all that, you know, I really didn't. We were just thinking, oh my God, we're gonna get our bodies. You think of all the other things, you don't think about the whole experience. So you're stuck in a hotel room the whole time healing. I couldn't even go in the sun because, again, I'll show you pictures. I had a machine attached to me that you weren't allowed to sweat. In Barranquilla, it's 80, 90 degrees every day. So I wasn't even allowed to go outside because as soon as I started sweating, the machine would have to overwork. And I was risking, you know, issues happening. So I really was stuck inside the hotel. You can't go swimming. I couldn't even bathe or shower for a month and a half. That was shower. Bathe I couldn't do for 2 months. Um, so just to give you an idea of like washing my hair, they'd wash my hair once a week. I was going crazy. But worst of all, like I couldn't see my kids, my family, nobody visited me. You talk to them on the phone, but there was hour differences. Um, you're just not near surroundings that you're familiar with. So, you know, had I healed at home with my bed, my couch, my TV, my children, my animals, I think that the process would have been a hell of a lot better. And I'd probably be like, oh my God, everybody needs to get it done. You love your body after. But being that that wasn't my situation, it took a real mental strain on me. And unless you're really strong mentally and to endure being stuck in Colombia, and keep in mind, they may tell you 2 weeks like they told me, and I ended up being there a whole month. My friends flew back a week before me, and I was literally alone. I can't even tell you how much I bawled because all I knew is I had to get through one more week. When you think you're going home and the doctor tells you, no, you're not. You're staying another week. It is a blow. It devastates you. So unless you know you can handle it or you've been through situations like that where you could be away from your family for that long, away from everything that you're familiar with, then by all means, definitely look into getting surgery done with the doctor overseas. But if not, I recommend doing it at home. Definitely. But I love my results. I did have a little bit of issues. By the time I got home and I took the machine off, there were some stitches in my breast and in my lower belly button and in my tummy tuck that needed to be removed, that they were so deep in the skin. They were not completely removed. So I'm looking to do a follow-up with a doctor here to see what I can do since they're under my skin. And every now and then I do get a little bit of a pain because the stitch is poking through my skin. But I hope on the next video I will try to use my ring so that I can stand away from the camera and show you the results. And hopefully be able to post some before pictures, some during the recovery and after pictures. All right, guys, have a good night. Talk to you soon.